For the past 2 years, we've been working out and we quit using Netflix, social media, and Pornhub. And we have the best social skills and confidence of our life. Quick warning, you will be disgusted with your current life after you watch this guide. Our friend Om actually tried out this guide. Om will talk to one stranger every day for 21 days, which is a step in this guide. But there's a twist. To test his confidence, we'll see if he can pull a girl's number on day 21. Use toothpaste every single day, and it isn't just because you want clean teeth. It's because companies understand the psychology of sticking to habits, even if that habit is extremely difficult. Take Febreze for example. They accidentally made a product that removes all stains and smells decent, so they put it in a can and sold it. Their TV ad advertised that if your house smells like dogs, you can simply spray on Febreze and all that smell is gone. So why did it fail? It failed because the homeowners with dogs got so used to the bad smell of their dogs that they simply no longer even smelled the bad smell of the dogs. The reason this should have worked is because every time someone smelled something bad, it would just simply spray Febreze, because the commercial showed that if you smell something bad, you just simply spray Febreze. And the reward is getting that bad smell away. When Febreze realized this, they knew they had failed because the cue was missing. The people were just forgetting to use Febreze because they didn't have that cue of smelling anything bad anymore. Febreze finally solved this problem by advertising a different cue: cleaning. New strategy for advertising was to show a lady cleaning her house, and then once she was done cleaning, that was her cue to spray Febreze. Her reward was getting that amazing ocean breeze watermelon smell after a hard 30 minutes of cleaning. And that is how Febreze went from a horrible failure to an extremely popular brand. How can you use Febreze's genius marketing strategy to stick with any habit, and especially the habits we will go through throughout this video? About 2 years ago, I told my friend that I hadn't brushed my teeth in 2 days, and he's like, "Are you serious? That's disgusting." And I was like, "Oh no, I was just kidding." But I wasn't kidding. Like, so you have the trick to stay consistent now, but how do you figure out what your habits are, and how do you figure out what you're going to improve on?
To reach the goals you want, you need systems to help you get there. So for example, if you wanted to get a six-pack, you'd write down that you need to work out 3 times per week, 10 minutes every day, so that you can reach that six-pack in a year. The system is the weekly requirement needed to hit that goal. Our first goal is to give you 15 pounds of muscle, but luckily anyone can do it with only 10 minutes of exercise and no weights at all. And for me, it started in 9th grade.
But first, let's see how Om's doing, see if he's gaining the confidence to eventually get a girl's number. So I told Om to go into this Dunkin' shop and ask for a free donut, but this is what happened. So Om didn't even ask for a free donut. He literally bought a donut, and he said he didn't even want the chocolate donut. It's all good though, it's only day 1.
I was a skinny boy who weighed 120 pounds, so I just laid around, I watched YouTube, I gamed, played some Fortnite. I had nothing to do my entire day, and I was a loser. But then I saw this one video on YouTube, 10-minute home workout. I'm like, okay, might as well try this out. And from that day onwards, I never stopped working out. These things were so easy and so fun that I figured out, why don't I just do this every day? And I follow this YouTuber named Bully Juice, which gave these home workouts where you just jump around and do like 10 minutes push-ups and squats or whatever. And this meant that it was really easy for me to do it. Now in the description, we put the whole workout routine on a single document so that you can follow along. Now these videos were put in a certain order, so it'd be upper day, lower day, and then abs, upper, lower, abs. Again, these workouts were only 10 minutes long, and I actually had fun doing them. Now this will help you get started in the exercise world. But what is your cue to start working out?
So for your cue for working out, you have to pick a time and work out at the exact same time every single day. There was a point in time where I was doing these Bully Juice 10-minute workouts almost every single day for 3 months straight, and I pretty much made no progress because I was making a huge mistake. It is the way you eat. Do not go on some kind of diet trying to eat salads and all that. If you want to look like a 40-year-old fitness mom, then sure, go ahead and eat your salad. You want to eat big to look big. You want to look like a bodybuilder, so eat like a bodybuilder. It was 2 a.m. I was gaming, and some days I would just straight up go downstairs, get some cereal, put Oreos inside the cereal, watch Netflix while eating Oreos and cereal at the same time. That's what you kind of got to do if you're skinny, so do not be scared of bulking. Alright, let's check in on Om, see if he's gaining that confidence to ask for a girl's number. What a great man Om is. He walked some old lady across the street. Then I told him to compliment some random strangers, and this is what happened. He got too nervous, so he just spun around.
So back in 6th grade, I was addicted to Fortnite. Every single morning when I woke up, the first thing I thought about, Fortnite. I got on the bus, Fortnite. Went to lunch in school, Fortnite. Got home, Fortnite. My mom wouldn't let me play, of course. She said, alright, you gotta eat first, do your homework first, show me you're done your homework. Take you to Kuman, because all Asians go there. And then you can play Fortnite. I'm like, okay, like, alright. I told my friends, okay, I'll be on. And like 4 hours. So we waited, I did all this stuff, right? I don't know, I just wrote down stuff. Come on, okay, finish, whatever, math. And then I got home, first thing I did, I got on Fortnite. I started playing for like 2-3 hours, even though my mom only let me play for 1 hour. But this just shows how addicted I actually was. And as I got older, I wanted to use social media and Snapchat. I wanted to talk to these girls, these guys. I wanted to see all these people on social media. But then 9th grade came around and I thought about it. Okay, I've just spent time talking to these people who literally do not care about me. I'm like, bro, like I don't want to quit because I got all my friends on there, right? I got all the people that I want to talk to. Everyone I know plays Fortnite. I got to play Fortnite with them. The next day I went to PJ. I'm like, all right, bro, like how do I quit? Like, what do you think about this? I'm trying to keep my friends, but at the same time, you know, I'm not trying to do this, all this stuff. And I still remember what he said to me. He said, are you guys friends with each other or are you guys friends with the same game? And that was extremely revealing to me. If we remove the game, if we remove Snapchat, if we removed Instagram, would I still have them as friends? So I tried it. I quit literally every single thing that I had. And after doing all of that, only 2 people reached out to me. None of the people who I played with Fortnite all the time, all day, for the last 2 years reached out to me. So now I want you to think about all the followers you have. If you remove the game or the app between each other, would you guys still be talking to each other? And even after he told me that, it took me 1.5 years after that before I deleted everything. But the thing I did to quit these right away took only 10 minutes. And I'm about to save you years with what I'm about to tell you. And it's called a dopamine detox. There's 2 types of dopamine detoxes. There's a short-term and a long-term one. So if you eat that piece of ice cream, or if you go out and you play video games, that gives you dopamine. And this is a lot of ways people build bad habits. And usually you'd want to break these bad habits. So short-term dopamine detox, you just cut everything out on the weekend. And a long-term dopamine detox is the one we're looking for. Now, why wouldn't you do the short-term dopamine detox? So let's say there's a fat guy, he wants to lose weight, but he's like morbidly obese. Like it's hard to watch him sit down, it's scary. And he's like, okay, I found this dopamine detox, I'm gonna quit all my bad food for 1 day. On Sunday, I will only eat healthy, only vegetables. And I'm just like, bro, you're staying fat. If you only quit for 1 day of the week, you will get literally no benefits. It's the same thing with dopamine. So there's literally only 3 steps you need to quit. First one is you choose what you want to keep. You're not going to quit everything at once, but rather things slowly at a time. So for example, I chose that I only want to keep music and YouTube, and everything else has to go, and that's step 2. You choose what you have to remove. So even if you spend 9 hours a day on TikTok, but only 30 minutes on Snapchat, delete TikTok, but keep Snapchat, because Snapchat doesn't take up most of your day. And thirdly, you delete the account, not the app. This gives you the freedom of when you type in your email and your password, it'll just say account no longer exists. You'd have to make a new account again, make new friends, make new followers, get all your posts back, and every single thing is just, it's a mess. And this is the most important part. Do not tell anyone you're gone. The reason for doing this is so that you figure out which one of your friends are real and which ones are not. There will be very few people who message you back. You're like, yo, Benit, what happened? Why'd you leave? What happened? Those are the people you keep as friends because they truly care about you and what you're doing at home as well. You've just done what billions of people are unable to do in 10 minutes. But we have a bonus part on how I stayed very consistent and I made 3 habits at once. And it has to do with my workout story because when I told you it, I actually lied to you.
Alright, first let's check in on Ohm, see if he's gained that confidence to get a girl's number.
Can I ask you something real quick? Do you guys have any life advice for people our age? Like,
We were practicing in the theater room.
I would say get your education the best you can, and it's much easier to sort it out once you have the education in your pocket.
Great.
And it has to do with my workout story because when I told you it, I actually lied to you. It wasn't because of some motivational video or because I saw some guy working out. It was rather because I had someone to do it with. Now when I was in 9th grade, I used to mess around a lot in class. It wasn't just me messing around, it was like 2 or 3 other guys. And there's this one guy who stood out and his name was PJ. There was this one time, 7 days after my birthday, he sent me a message. He's like, yo Benit, I found a workout video. You wanna try doing it? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. And ever since then, I haven't stopped working out ever again. Only because PJ was there to keep me accountable. After you've done your dopamine detox, you've quit every single thing, you will have some people message you. Tell them that you want to gain 15 pounds of muscle in 6 months, that you want to quit every single thing, that you want to start all these habits we list out for you. And I can assure you, you will be more consistent than almost every single person who watches this video. Now having a partner to guide you is a secret almost no one told you. But there's one thing that you need to add that almost no one knows about. When I used to use Instagram, I used to go on people's profiles and be like, oh, this guy's jacked, this guy got a 6-pack, this guy's huge. I'll never get there. I thought these guys just had the genetics, but I was just a little skinny boy. No one knew about my presence, no one knew he existed. But what I didn't understand is that I could have exactly what they had if I just thought about it differently. There was this one day I fell off my bike and the entire bike just broke down and it like fell into pieces. So I could have cried and moaned for like 3 weeks, but right when I crashed and the bike broke, I was so happy. Like this bike half works, now I can get a new one. You see how all of a sudden I can switch the way I react to that bike breaking, and you can do this to literally literally anything. All you have to do is write, I am grateful for, and then 3 things. And ideally, if it's something bad that happens to you, that's even better. You could literally do it right now. You're grateful for the socks you have on, the shirt you have on, the phone you're holding.
All right, let's check in on Ohm. See if he's gaining the confidence to ask a girl for her number.
Would you recommend, like, how many would you recommend buying from this? Just 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
Now Ohm's slowly approaching a table of girls.
Sure.
So, there's this girl, like, she's in my top class, but I don't really know what to do. You guys, like, help me out, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you go for a couch
Yeah.
pickup line.
Yeah, go for like a couch pickup line. That'd be good.
Alright, thank you.
What's a good couch pickup line?
Oh God.
I would look it up.
Yeah.
Go for Twitter. I
Look at
Twitter
Reddit.
would have Reddit.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I hope that helps. Good luck. Good luck.
After a minute of us walking away, they were laughing so hard. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to subscribe. PJ comes home from school at 3 p.m. and finally sits down on the couch to chill on TikTok and then watch some Netflix. He only stays on for 30 minutes and oh shoot, it's 8 p.m. He also has 5 hours of homework and studying to do. He wants to go to bed early tonight because he's trying to be more productive, so he'll aim for 11 p.m. bedtime. He has no idea how he's gonna get 5 hours of homework done and study for his calculus test tomorrow before 11 p.m. He only has 3 hours. Then comes Benit. Benit pulls all the girls with his aesthetic body and has 97s in all the hardest classes in school. Benit walks into PJ's room while PJ is studying. He tells PJ, all you have to do is use the hidden technique that I've created. It saves me 3 hours of homework every day and it'll work for you, my brother. Try it out right now. Then PJ starts to do his homework using the technique that Benit has just taught him. So how do you do the technique? There's 2 techniques that you have to understand. Parkinson's law and Pomodoro method. Parkinson's law states that if you have 4 hours to do an assignment, it will take you 4 hours. If you have 2 hours to do the assignment, it'll take you 2 hours. And obviously, the more time you have to do the assignment, the longer it will take according to Parkinson's law. Now, Pomodoro method, you study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, repeat that 3 more times, and then that is one singular Pomodoro method set. And in between sets, you do a 30-minute rest break. PJ tries it out and he doesn't think it'll actually work because he has 4 pieces of homework that will take him about an hour to do each. And if he has to finish that in 25 minutes, obviously it'll be lower quality, but he just tries it out anyway. And after 2 hours of working, PJ actually finishes his homework by using Benit's technique. And it's only 10 p.m. He has an extra hour before he has to go to bed, so he can text his friends and watch TikTok before it hits 11 p.m. But Benit tells him, you should get some sleep instead of wasting your time. PJ listens and just goes right to bed. Part 5. Social skills. PJ's walking in the school hallway and passes by some cute girls. He thinks, oh, this will be too awkward if I look at them, so he just puts his head down and pretends to check the time on his phone. When he gets to class, nobody even says hello or even knows him. Meanwhile, when Benit is walking on the street, everyone says hello to him because he knows everyone and everyone loves him. When Benit is at the gym, he asks the gym bro for a spot with a smile. And then Benit ends up talking to the gym bro for 30 minutes because he knows how to be charismatic and make everyone like him. There's 3 techniques that you can use to increase your charisma. Legit, this changed my life. I don't know how I was functioning in society without reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. And those are where these tips are coming from. And don't worry, we got our own stories to back you up, so it's not just gonna be a book summary. Technique number 1. During track this one time, I went up to my friend and we were just talking, and then his friend comes up and it was this dude named Shaka. He comes up and, you know, we're just talking like, yo, what's good? Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. What event you doing? Stuff like that. Then the next day comes around and just randomly, he comes up to me. He's like, yo, I bet you don't remember my name. Like, that's kind of an awkward question to ask. Like, I don't know why he asked that, but then I'm like, oh, of course I remember your name, Shaka. And he's like, yo, how did you remember my name, bro? I just knew that this technique from How to Win Friends and Influence People, you always got to remember people's names. So one time, me and my brother were on a cruise one day, and we were trying to meet 1,000 people on the cruise in just 7 days. What we did, it was just, we were in a bar chilling with our friends. I mean, we weren't drinking or anything. We were just trying to talk to some old dude. So we went up to him, and we're like, yo, you good if we sit here? And he's like, oh, sure. So we just went up, probably asked some simple question like, what do you do for a living? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm an engineer, blah, blah, blah. Oh, actually my son, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and my wife and my kids. Oh, here's some Facebook post. He just went on for 20 minutes just because we asked him a simple question. But the trick was that we didn't even interrupt him for the whole 20 minutes. The technique is to just sit there ask a question and listen. So we commented, you know, like, oh, it's cool that you're an engineer, blah blah. And then we asked some other question, and then that got him talking for 15 more minutes until he finally had to go to some party, or it wasn't a party, it was some dinner. Technique number 3. Now come here. Okay, my brother's gonna tell a story about technique number 3.
Technique number 3. One time I was in the sauna and it was getting kind of awkward because I wasn't really talking. It was just some Indian dude sitting in the sauna. It was maybe some 25-year-old, and then he had a nice little beard on. So I said, "Oh, I like your beard. Did you grow that out?" He's like, "Oh, you like my beard?" Or like, no one's ever told me you like my beard before. In fact, my wife even told me that my beard's not good, but I will tell her that people like my beard. This dude went on for 10-15 minutes talking about his beard, and I was just like, then we became friends after that. Technique is compliment people. If you don't have a conversation starter, just compliment them on something random, just a beard or maybe their socks. I don't know.
Let's finally see if Om has the confidence to talk to a girl and get her number. So I told Om to just go for an easy girl like a granny, because she would think it's funny. It's not going to be embarrassing if she says no, because the granny's going to think it's a joke. And this is what happened.
Excuse me. Do you recommend any of these?
No, I've never tried them, but I do like that people that make them.
Oh, thank you.
Here's a real question he wanted to ask you.
What? Yes. Would you try this apple seasoning mix?
Yeah.
No. The real question.
Yeah. The spicy.
Yeah, he just thought you were cute, so he wanted to come up. He thought you were pretty.
We're just playing.
Although Om didn't gain the confidence to ask a girl for a number, this is what he said. How are you feeling? How was today?
Today was good. You know what? I had fun, man. It was chill. I got talked to people. My confidence went up. You know, it was good.
You think you're gonna ask out that girl in your calc class?
Yeah, probably.
Oh!
The girls waved at me.
From earlier.
Yo, the girls from earlier. They waved at me. Let's go.
Those look so fake, but it's true.